Hey guys, Q here, and we are doing Chapter 6 for Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, brutal walkthrough. We're going to be using the cornering technique, the blind cover technique, the ghost hair technique, as well as the ghost hair method, as well as the weapon exploit, which also counts for infinite armor and one-hit kills. So if you don't know what those are, go check out my hints, tips, and tricks video. 29:30. All right, so we're checking our difficulty right now. We're going to be using the weapon exploit, and I'm going to be grabbing the M4 assault rifle. Chapter 6, I left the death in. Oh no, I blinded it. I cut it out. But if you die right at the start, at the end of this first cutscene, it's okay. It actually makes it easier because this cutscene is hard to get away from without dying. The two enemies come out of that hallway, that archway across the way. Now, if you do it after this little cutscene here, you'll get shot a bunch or potentially die. However, if you actually do die, it's a lot easier. You're going to run back here to this thing, and you're going to get behind cover, and you're going to blind fire these guys with your micro, preferably that guy and that guy as well. They kind of come quick at you, so you want to just blind fire them. And there we go, from behind cover. So now I'm, because I did die and had to reload the checkpoint, my M4 didn't stay with me, so I'm getting back the M4. And we're going to be killing, there's 3 enemies up there right now. So we got to make sure to take out all 3 of those enemies before we trigger the next wave. The next wave is the harder one to go to. And I actually did mess up, but it worked out, and I'll show you what you should be at least trying to do. So right here, we're essentially gonna be using the cornering method. You want to shoot left to right. So take out these guys left to right. The first guy I'm shooting there, barely exposing myself. I'm waiting for him to come to me. As you can see, I'm lining up my crosshair right there, and I think I just took a look there real quick. But I'm lining up my crosshair right there, and oh, and see, he shot me. Freaking popped up in a spot I didn't expect him. So I went back. Unfortunately, these enemies, there's no good cover here because they got the high ground. So so I'm just really taking my time trying to stay under the cover that I know I have. So any second now, I think I got him there. And okay, so now we got 2 more enemies. Again, these guys are kind of really hard to beat. You could try running across to the other archway and doing a grenade way, but this is you might get shot trying to run across. So it's a little dangerous, and so you might as well just do it this way. I don't know why I switched to the micro there because I thought I might have more room to get through the archway, because you know, the length of the gun is something that actually the game accounts for, and so you can't walk sideways through through a doorway while presenting your weapon while aiming down in sights. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I finally got him. So now we're gonna run around, and that first platform when you're going up the stairs is where the enemies get triggered, and you're gonna see me try and go, and I turn off a little early. I'm running up and I jump off too early and go crap. But what we're gonna do, once we do that, we're gonna come down over here and throw grenades from this point, or at least what you should be trying to do. Don't do what I do. Make sure you jump off the stairs. See, I walked off and then I ended up catching, and because of that, I didn't have time to go. God, I was just mashing that circle button trying to get off of the cover, and so I took shelter wherever I could. I wanted to be over across the way. So now, since I'm over here, I'm gonna try and do the same thing. The problem is these enemies will move to the left and to where you really don't have cover from them.
Here we go.
And you'll see him there. You see that, and he shot me. And it's not this archway is this doorway is not the safest place to be for this wave of enemies, but it's where I ended up. So I was trying to do my best. I'm gonna use my cornering method for for this, and it ended up working out. But I'm going to show you what you should have been doing. There's 3 more enemies right now. And if you ran all the way up the stairs, you probably would have died because they get an angle on you that there's no sufficient cover up there. So I got the first guy, and I'm like, okay, run around. What I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to hide in here just for a second because I wanted to make sure to get all the way around. Now, there's a guy right here behind that pillar there. You want to get him first, but I just went straight for the grenading here for the second guy. Like I said, there's 3 guys, and what you originally want to do is come over here and do this to take out the other enemies. But as you can see, I got shot there, and so I'm going to take out this pillar guy, which is what I should have done first. I knew he was there. I just thought that I was good trying to grenade. That's how they get an angle on you, is that he shows up right there, and the other pillar, yeah, they just get an angle on you. So when I threw that grenade up there, I could hear the second guy dying, and then I ended up taking out the third guy right there. Right there is where the enemies are triggered, as I mentioned, right where I jumped off. So once you hit that platform on the stairs, once you hit that platform on the stairs, the next 3 enemies trigger. And they are kind of difficult, so that's why I suggest actually jumping down. Don't hang like I did. Don't accidentally hit circle and freaking hide behind cover. Just jump down and go to that grenade spot I showed you. And that would actually be your safest spot, as long as you stay against the wall there, so that they can't the 2 guys that were in a position to grenade can't shoot you. I'm gonna speed this part up for you. This is 6 times speed. It was like 2 minutes of just climbing and platforming. Again, the weapon exploit, this is using the one-hit kills as well, which at later parts, oh my god, chapter 7, I don't know how you can do it without one-hit, or not one-hit kills, without slow-mo. I simply don't. I could not do it without slow-mo. It took me forever to do it with super slow-mo. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, I think I'm deciding here, and I'm gonna equip my M79. What I'm gonna do is actually try and I'm gonna take out the turret guy first. Now you don't have to do that. You can trigger it and then run back, but you basically have the same amount of chance of getting hit. So you're going to see me pull out my M79. I'm going to take out the turret guy and then run back to this room. As soon as I see the guy start running out toward the turret, you have to step to the bottom of the stairs to trigger the enemies. So as soon as I see him, I'm going to I got my finger on the trigger there, and as soon as I see him, fire, and then run. And that's just all you need to do. And then we're gonna hide. You gotta hide behind here, not the doorway there. You gotta hide behind here. I picked up the AK-47 because I knew enemies were gonna come in real quick. Go ahead and just blind cover fire them. Blind cover fire them. Cover blind fire, whatever. There's 3. There should be 3 coming at you. And don't be tricked. You know, keep yourself covered here. Don't stand up and think you're okay to start cornering. Because there's plenty of enemies here. The unlimited ammo really helps as well, obviously. The one-hit kill, but Chapter 7, the slow-mo is such a necessity. I don't know how people do it without. Oh my god. There's certain parts where I'll bitch about it later. So here we got those 3 enemies. I'm just waiting here. I'm being very careful because if I step out and someone decides to rush me, I am not prepared. I'm not behind cover, and I'm likely going to die. And I just, I don't want to start over again. So I'm just listening to see if there's anyone coming up to me. I think, oh yeah, at this point I'm deciding if I want to switch to the M4 or stick with the AK-47. I'm like, M4 has better aim, and then I keep hearing guys that I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, so there's nowhere coming. I'm gonna switch shoulders. I'm gonna start cornering. Now you can corner from the doorway here. After you killed those 3 enemies, there should be no more that are running up to you. So you can start doing your cornering either from here or from behind the pillar, which I think I moved to eventually. Two enemies there, and then I think two more are jumping down from somewhere right now. So there's one of the the next wave, and there we go. Two, and I think that was the last enemy there. Obviously, I'm gonna be careful. Just listening, seeing if anyone's firing at me. I wonder if I'm hearing someone firing at me, because it's I'm taking forever. But I'm just being very careful. There he is. Yep. There's the two enemies I was actually talking about. So there's more than I specified earlier. But obviously I was being careful. I was using the cornering method, not the cover fire, not the ghost tear. You're gonna want to use the cornering method here, making sure there's no one behind me. But yeah, so as long as the problem with being on this pillar, as I'm showing you there, is that enemies can come up from either side of the pillar, which is why it's usually better to try and do it from the doorway. There's only one direction they can really come from. So whenever I clear an area, I like to run through the area, just in case there's another enemy around that I don't see before I get my hands on the crank. I'm switching difficulties and finally getting my M4, and we're gonna go through the doorway here, and you're gonna see me. You're gonna see it cut because I died for a bullcrap reason. Not necessarily bullcrap. I used a cover fire when I meant to use a cornering, and there's times when each of those are better. Sometimes you want to do a cover fire, sometimes you want to do a cornering method, sometimes you want to do a cover blind fire with your ghost hair, whatever have you. So I cut there. When you walk up these stairs, first you're going to want to kill this enemy. I got to get that M4 out again because I had to load the checkpoint. And grab your grenades. We have unlimited ammo. So you're going to want to use a grenade, or you could essentially headshot them with the M4 or whatever weapon you choose. But that's what we're going to do. And I'm like, okay, wait, easy. No, wait, something's bonus rewards. And see, this is why it's actually really important to make sure you do this trick right, and do it from the cancel or OK menu, not from this menu. But from this menu, because if you do it before you hit circle, if you just hit start to get out of the menu, it will actually mess with your trophy. So you got to make sure to do it from that. And I had to replay these chapters on brutal. It's on brutal difficulty, but it didn't count. So notice I shot that grenade. I saw his body fly. So now this is where I said I want to use the cornering method, and I'm just lining up, trying to take them out as they come at me while they're at the end of the hall. Now you're gonna see me get under cover for the second wave that gets closer to me. For if the enemy starts getting a little close, you want to go into blind covering method with that micro. Very useful. So I'm just sitting here and trying to figure out if there's any enemies left. I can see some fire, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. So I think I'm going to peek out on the other side, like, where the heck is this enemy? Because I'm not seeing anyone. I don't want to walk up there because I'll expose myself quite a bit if an enemy, particularly I know I'm expecting one or two shotgunners. So I'm listening. I'm like, someone is firing at me. They're not coming around the corner. What the heck? So I'm using my angles to try and peek around the corner. As you can see, I'm trying to peek around to where the turret is. Just not working. Okay, finally they decided to come. Now, as you can see, he got close to me. So I'm using the ghost hair there. Basically, but just the blind fire, the blind cover fire. You don't want to use the aiming cover fire, because then it'll expose you way too much. And he was hiding behind there, so I'm like, grenade, there we go. Alright, so now we got more people coming. Again, blind firing, really just making sure you don't get damaged as much as possible. You don't want to do aiming fire. That's how I died the first time. If enemies are coming close, see how they're still kind of far away, so I moved back to a cornering method. If they're far away, use the cornering. If they start getting close, use the blind cover fire. Do not use the aiming cover fire. Now, I think we're pretty much done with these enemies. yeah, I'm being a little careful, but we are done with these enemies. There will be more enemies that show up below, but we don't actually need to kill them. So we're not going to. You will see me get shot, but that's because I hesitate and then just stay still. You want to take out this barrel just in case, because what they can do is, as you're running across here, someone could potentially shoot the barrel and blow you up. So you're going to see me get shot at. Yep, but I'm just dodging, and you're good to do that. So just keep on running. You're going to see me hesitate and hence get shot. Or just running through to the light area to the next checkpoint, and I hesitate there, and boom, I get shot. I don't know why I felt it necessary to peek. I pick up the AK-47 on accident. Stick to the M4. After this little cutscene, there's going to be a shotgun guy to your left. He's going to come out of the doorway. You want to be very careful of that. As soon as you gain control, get behind that pillar, and then use your cornering method. Do not use the cover method. Although, if you tried to cover and blind fire, that might work. But I just immediately get behind the pillar, pull out your weapon, and corner him as well as you can. So there we go. Turned left, behind the pillar, and cornered him. Bam. Alright, so this next area can be a little, just a pain in the ass because of the way the enemies are triggered. And I actually cut a little early, so all the platforming in that last section where he sees Elena and you have to protect her, I cut that out, but it's basically cinematic, so you don't have to worry about it. So, what's going to happen here is that we're going to, you'll know the enemies are triggered by this cutscene. And you may just want to die here because it's not a cutscene. This in-game cutscene, rendered in-game cutscene.
That must be Drake's
tower. I faded it because the checkpoint reloads you right there, and so you can just immediately turn around and come back over here. The problem is they don't necessarily follow you. Now I tried hanging off the ledge behind. I tried going into the pillar, the empty pillar to our left. I found just cornering was the fastest, and it's not that difficult. There's 3 enemies. I think there should be 4, but I only killed 3, and it worked out. It's like I could have sworn there were 4, but either way, I don't know what I'm looking at there. But I'm like, there should be 4 enemies. Okay, so there's the 3rd one. There's the 3rd enemy, and I'm just trying to take him out. And I don't know where the 4th is. But either way, that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was very helpful to you. Stick around for Chapter 7, and I'll show you how to get that done.